The year is coming to a quick close, so it's a good time to review your goals, discuss them, whatever you need to do. But this is the Central New Jersey Huddle for relaxed teams. We are live streaming, we're recording, so this is something that you don't want. Now's the time that you can leave, and all the terms and services and everything you need to know is on the website. However, currently the website is having some technical difficulties, so please stand by. We're working on that. It's still one of these issues of transition and just trying to find out where the right email is to get some things updated and renewed. But we will continue to meet each week. Hopefully by next week, everything will be resolved with that. All right, so this week, same as last week, what we'll be doing is going around, see if there are any shout outs for anybody, any testimonials for members of the group. Then our featured speaker this morning is going to be Danelle. She'll be talking all about her business and waking us up. I have a premonition. It's not a guarantee, it's just a hunch. After that, we'll go around 45 seconds, give everybody their time to tell us about what they're doing, who they're looking for, what a good client is, etc. And if any guests or visitors show up, they'll get their turn after that. And then finally, towards the end, we'll have some team business and net weaving. So with that said, any testimonials or feedback for anybody in the group? Anybody have any shout outs? As a hush falls across the room.
I have one.
Go ahead.
If anyone does not follow David Quick on LinkedIn, you absolutely should, because he posts almost every week a really interesting and important message about how to keep security around, your computers and your network. And he scares me a lot of the time, but I still appreciate him.
So it's like Halloween every week.
Pretty much.
Well, unfortunately, that's a good thing, and it's something you should be scared of, right? Not having the proper security, lots of bad things can happen. Cool. All right, anybody else? All right, then, without further ado, I'd like everybody to join me in welcoming Danelle and giving her weekly presentation and telling us all about what she's doing. Do you need to share your screen or anything, Danelle, or it's just you?
I do need to share my screen, please.
Okay. There you go.
All right, let's get this presentation in mode. So today, I thought maybe since, as Paul pointed out, we're sort of coming to the end of the year, even though I really don't want to think about it. A lot of my clients are really starting to think about what their goals are, either for the holiday season or just for the new year. A lot of people still like to do resolutions, which I don't know how I feel about, but hey. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about goal setting and sort of how we talk about it at Upbeat. So let's get started. We will first start about how people set their general goals, like what the ideas are. Then we'll talk about what stage of change they're in, sort of what that model looks like and how it can be helpful. We'll talk about SMART goals. I'm sure you guys have heard of SMART goals in the past. Like, raise your hand if you've heard of SMART goals, so I know. Because otherwise, why bore you if you've already. Excellent. Okay. Behavior management tools and the obstacles that can come up that can make change a little bit harder, because changing your behavior is pretty much always hard, or we would all do it. I think everybody knows they should probably exercise and eat some vegetables, get sleep. Did you guys all know that? I think we all knew that. How come some of us are able to do it and some of us really struggle? So The first thing I ask people is, what is the behavior you would like to work on? Because guess what? It doesn't really matter what I think. My job is to listen to my clients and figure out where they're coming from so that I can help them make the changes that they want to make. Usually, these changes involve the things I just mentioned. It's like, well, I know I should be exercising more, but I just can't fit it in. Or I know that I'm not eating enough vegetables. I know I'm not eating enough fiber, whatever it is. Or my doctor told me I have high cholesterol, so I need to do this. Or people are like, I just can't sleep. I just can't sleep. Especially the women right now, pretty much all of my female clients, like in their 40s, are having trouble with sleeping. I don't know if that resonates with you guys, but I've never had so many people bring that up to me before this past maybe 2 years. So this is just one model of change. This is Prochaska's model for those of you who are psych people. It basically just defines the stages that people go through as they're changing their behavior. So we start kind of in pre-contemplation, which means like we're not even thinking about it. We might sort of generally know that we should be doing these things, but it's not even in our consciousness. Then we move into contemplation, which means, okay, now we're kind of thinking about it. So contemplation would be like you get a mailer in your mailbox that says, oh, there's a new gym opening around the corner. And you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. And you hang it on your refrigerator. But you don't really do anything else. You sort of hang it on your refrigerator. Preparation is when you're actually taking steps to move towards your behavior. So if you got that same flyer, preparation would be, oh, I'm going to make a call and see if I can get a tour. Or, hey, they offer a free class. Why don't I go check that out? Sorry, I'm just reading the chat now. Yeah, the Halloween candy is the thing for sure. Action is when you're actually starting to move towards that goal. So if I got the flyer in the mail, it would be, okay, I'm actually going to go. I'm meeting a friend there. We're going twice a week. We're getting started, moving towards my long-term goal. So if I want my goal to be SMART, like for example, everybody in the entire United States on January 1st, it feels like says, I want to lose weight, or I don't want to eat the Halloween candy that's sitting next to me, or I want to have better sleep habits. So how do we actually put that into a format that can be meaningful and can help us, as opposed to something that's just so general that it doesn't give us any guidance? What we would want to do is we would want to make it specific and measurable. Those are really big, because if I just say, I want to lose weight, what does that even really mean? So I would sit down with my clients, because most of them say that, to be honest. And I was like, okay, well, what specifically does that mean? A lot of them say, I want to lose a certain number on the scale. We talk about what that means. A lot of times what they really want is to lose fat, right? Because do we really want to be losing muscle and lean body mass and all of that? We might have to lose a little, but in general, it's the fat that we want to lose. And that means that we have to measure it by using a body composition scale that will tell us how much of our body is fat, how much is lean body mass, etc. Because just a regular scale isn't going to give us the information that we need. So that's definitely something that I provide for my clients. These things have to be achievable and realistic. Okay, so Jake is sitting next to his Halloween candy. Is it realistic to not eat any Halloween candy? I don't know. What do you guys think? For most people, it's not realistic to say, I'm not having any candy ever again. So what can we do to make that goal manageable and realistic? Maybe what that means is, I'm going to move the candy so I'm not staring at it. And I'm going to pick 2 fun-sized candy bars to eat every day. And I'm going to sit down at the table while I eat them. And I'm going to focus. And I'm going to actually enjoy my food. I know that's like so anti-American too, like sitting down to eat. It's like, what? No, like I'm busy. I have to be running from this place to the other place and eating in the car and shoving things in my mouth. Um, as opposed to actually sitting down and paying attention and enjoying what you're eating. Timely simply means, look, there has to be like an end to your goal, because how else will you know if you're done? How else will you be able to go like, good job, me, and pat yourself on the back? How else will you be able to evaluate and say, okay, that worked really well? Or, well, this part I'm not so sure about. I should probably change that, so we can kind of tweak it. Behavior strategies are one of my favorite things to talk about, because can you just like white knuckle it and just change your behavior all by yourself just because you say, I'm going to? Like, has anyone quit smoking or anything else that's really addictive? I mean, sugar can be really addictive. A lot of things fit into that. But is it possible or easy or advisable to just say, okay, I'm not going to smoke anymore, and just like try to white knuckle it without any help? There are a few people who have done it that way for sure, but generally speaking, you want to set up some strategies to help make that manageable for yourself. So some of those strategies might involve tracking your behavior. Even before you start to change, you might just be in contemplation or preparation. And so we just start tracking your behavior without even trying to change it just yet. Whether that means like writing a food log, food mood log. That's one of my favorite things. Like, well, we can't really change your eating habits until we know what you're actually eating, when, what you're doing, why you're choosing those things. A partner's very powerful. So if you want to change your exercise habits, how much easier is that if you're meeting a buddy at the gym instead of just doing something by yourself, or just like watching a video by yourself? Because there are so many fitness programs out there. I mean, there's millions, right? Where people can sign up and watch videos. And how many people are successful with that? A few. And if that's something that works for one of you guys, I salute you. I think that's fantastic. Most people need that live component of having someone to exercise with. Or like another idea is, you have to reward yourself in some way. So if your goal is to lose weight, you probably shouldn't necessarily reward yourself with food. That kind of takes it backwards, but you could reward yourself. Apparently the dogs are very excited about my presentation right now. Guys, shush. So give yourself a reward, buy a new pair of jeans, go see a movie, spend time with a friend, whatever you would like to do. And the last thing would be trying to predict the obstacles that might come up, because we can't just do everything with willpower and white knuckling. If we predict the things that are going to be challenging for us, like Halloween candy, like almost every single one of my clients and I have sat down over the past 2 weeks and said, what do you want Halloween to look like this year? How is that going to work with your long-term goals? And then you change your environment to make it more likely for that to happen. So like in my case, we do have Halloween candy around here. I like sugar. But guess what? It's like in a cupboard in another room. So if the kids or I or whatever want something, you actually have to like go somewhere else to get it. It's not visible. Some people will say, all right, well, I'm going to put like 2 fun-sized candy bars in like a Ziploc for every day, and I'm going to label it. And that's my candy for the day. Whatever it is for you. We all have different cravings, different environments. We live in different places. So we have to kind of narrow down what will work for each individual person. But I think that is a piece of what's missing in a lot of fitness plans is, okay, we need to talk about what our goal is. We need to predict how to change our behavior. And then we need to look at what obstacles may come up that will make it hard. Because guess what? There are going to be obstacles. Is this a surprise to anyone? Like, has anyone ever had something just go smoothly from beginning to end, like with no challenges coming up? And if so, lucky you. So you know, that's definitely one of the things that I've tried to focus on in my business is helping people figure out these behavioral things that are holding them back and try to actually critically think about how we can make that easier, how we can get that environment surrounding them, whether it's the community of people around them, whether it's their physical space, whatever it may be, to encourage them to meet their goals instead of standing in their way. So I would love to hear comments, questions, concerns. Apparently Jake is indecisive about the candy he wants. That's an interesting strategy.
I get distracted really easily too. I'm like, oh, well, if I had a Twix, but no, I like Snickers better. But then I'm like, ooh, squirrel. And then I just,
Well, more importantly, which kind of Twix do you like, the right or the left?
Depends on which hand it's in. Can it be a right Twix and a left?
The answer is
labels.
But I do like to eat them upside down. It's a whole different experience.
You
The
upside
caramel-
down?
No, the caramel on the bottom. So like
Okay.
squishy on the bottom.
interesting.
Top.
I was
Yeah.
picturing you like hanging on a bar or something like a bat.
Spider-Man Twixes. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure, Desiree.
How do you encourage, so we have 3 kids and two of them are super athletic and you don't have to remind them to go outside and play because all they ever want to do is do that. And their cheeks are always super bright red. And then the other one who, yes, she does 4 different types of dance, which is athletic. Dance is very athletic, but it's only 2 days a week. And she struggles with falling asleep at night, but she is not active. She's 11 years old, but she looks like she's 16. She's just not active at all. So it's like, what can I do to stimulate her brain to want to be active?
I
without
hear you.
knowing it.
And I mean, because I think we probably all, like, our kids are just different, right? So there's always going to be struggle with one that's not with the other.
Yep.
Some of the things that I have tried, like my 14-year-old, for example, is an equestrian. And yeah, that's exercise 100%. And if she could be at the barn every day, all day, she would be. But I also try to include, like, she'll help me with some of my classes. Like if I'm teaching like a salsa class, I'll be like, Eden, will you please come with me? It's so much more fun when you're there. And sometimes we'll even dance together. Like she thinks that's really fun. So whenever I can sort of set an example, but also do things together with her. Sometimes we compete on the Peloton. There's a lane break. Like it's like a little video game where you get on your Peloton and you get points and everything. So sometimes I'll be like, hey, I bet you can't beat me. And that's much more fun when she's trying to beat me. She would never go do it by herself. Just whatever you think would motivate your particular kid. I mean, there's tons of dance stuff online too. I don't know if you like to dance, but like, would you want to do like a 15-minute little like dance class with her on a day that she doesn't have dance?
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's of course, then it's time because my workout is in the morning when they're still sleeping. So I could always encourage her that, but she will never, ever wake up earlier. I mean, she complains about school.
Well, of course. And I know you're busy too. Like we're all busy. Believe me, I get that. Like sometimes I even try to do it like while I'm making dinner or, stuff like that. We put on music and we dance around the kitchen because I understand. It's like really, you can't just take like an hour in the evening for each kid. It's not possible.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Desiree, but also like if you're like got to get up for your like move around break because you're working on the computer so long, like, okay, I need my 15-minute break. All right, come help me. I'm gonna do like a quick like dance party or like play Twister or like some sort of physical something. I highly recommend Zumba because it's fun and fast and easy to follow.
You should come to my salsa classes, Jake, because it's a lot like Zumba. There's lots of shaking and twisting and turning. Yeah. And they're only half an hour because we don't have time. People don't have time. Like I
actually have a comment, Danelle, about what you said about eating at the table and how important it is to eat at the table. And it's not just for our personal health, but when you do that as a family 5 days a week on a regular basis with your kids will do better in school. You'll be closer as a family. I always found that that was a time that, and you just let them talk about whatever they want, and you never know what you're going to learn at the dinner table. And if you don't set the stage, literally, you're never going to find out about that particular thing that happened in their day, how they're doing in that class. We've had some crazy, I have 3 boys, so you can't even imagine the discussions. Maybe Jake can because he's one of 3 boys, but we have had some insane discussions at the kitchen table. But I really feel like now as adults, like it's so much easier to build that relationship with your kids. But there is actually data supporting that kids who have the opportunity to eat with their family 5 days a week will do better in school.
It's amazing mentally, like as far as mental health, emotional health too. 100%. Yeah, Tim has cloned himself. And I'm sure Tracy would agree as well. But just the act of sitting is like, it calms down your sympathetic nervous system. You know, when we're eating, we're supposed to be resting and digesting. We're not supposed to be like, oh my gosh, I have to go here and then I have to go here and I'm thinking about this and I'm doing this. Like, yeah, we're supposed to be sitting down, hopefully with our loved ones or whatever, and eating a meal as opposed to grabbing snacks here or there. And I know that's like feels very challenging for a lot of people because the time and the energy and all of that. But I just try to get.
But even if you can split it. Right, exactly. And even if you can split it, because we had plenty of nights like that. All my kids did music and soccer and band, and they were all running around. But, you know, I would try to eat with 1 or 2 of them. And then my husband would try to eat with 1 or 2 of them. So, you know, it's still, but you're right also that enjoying the food and being able to taste it. Because if you're eating on the run all the time, you are not enjoying what you're eating. You're not even paying attention to how much you're eating. So it just makes it that much harder to keep the weight off.
100%. Preach.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Danelle. That was very, very informative, very inspiring, and makes me want to go have Halloween candy now. I mean, not have Halloween candy, not have Halloween candy. So if anybody does have Halloween candy, put it in the other room, in a cabinet, out of sight, out of mind. All right. So at this point, we're going to go next up to go around the room. Everybody give their 45 seconds on the shot clock to talk about your business, what you're looking for, and how people can kind of help support you. So, click. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Paul Taubman, my company's Digital Maestro. We're an online website and marketing agency here in Somerville, New Jersey. And I've talked about getting found in the search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo before. But one thing I want to really emphasize today and point out is the importance of having your Google business profile. So when you type in your business name or even your own name in Google, does the information about you or your company come up on the right-hand side? Right. That's going to do a couple of things for you. One of them is it's going to get you more visibility. And 2, that's actually going to help you overall with the search engine results for bringing information up on your website. So if you need help on figuring out how to do all that, let me know. Paul Taubman from Digital Maestro, where we harmonize your online strategy. Coming up now is Desiree.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Desiree Halleck, and I am the Chief Queen Bee at Clarence Services. We are a marketing agency who helps small businesses who rely solely on word of mouth and referrals to build solid marketing foundations so that they can rely on a more or reliable method of growth. We do anything from a lot of content marketing. So we'll write blogs, we'll do social media maintenance, we'll do email marketing, and we even create videos. You can reach us at clarenceservices.com, and on deck is Jake.
Good morning, everyone. Jake Miola, Jake of all trades, wearer of many hats, one of which is Royal Readers Bookstore, an online secondhand bookstore where you can help save books from the shelves and get them back into readers' hands. Also, if you have books to donate, we will accept those as well to help them be read once more. I am also a karaoke DJ, so find my events on jakeofalltrades.info/events. And I'm also an associate for Legal Shield. So make sure that you have access to a legal team whenever you need it for just a small monthly fee as opposed to an arm and a leg. That way you can feel empowered and make sure that you are not being treated unfairly in everyday situations. Again, my website is jakeofalltrades.info, and up next is Relax Social Media.
Managing your own social media accounts can be a total pain. It's time-consuming, distracting, and if you're not really good at it, it could ruin your reputation. Relax Social Media takes the stress off your shoulders and lets you focus on what your business does best. We ease your workload by providing high-quality social media management services at an affordable price. Our all-in-one proprietary software streamlines and automates your process. We help you reach your audience with strategies that work to make sure your posts are receiving the engagement they deserve. And you can get all of this in our Platform Plus package, starting at just $99 a month without any contracts. So relax. Stop doing things manually. Start today.
Next up, Tracy.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Tracy Spiaggia with Slingshot Health Coaching. I am a mental health professional working with individuals and families who struggle with all types of mental health challenges. And what makes me different from the Western allopathic available therapies, which really predominantly include pharmaceutical support and talk therapy, is we take a deep dive into a person's diet, their lifestyle, their generational history, any traumas they may have experienced throughout their lives, any toxin exposures, anything that may be impacting the biology, preventing the brain from showing up at its best. I have a therapeutic kitchen where I bring my clients in and teach them how to cook for gut and brain health. We have a fitness room where we talk about the essentials of moving the body. And I just educate my clients on how to live more in rhythm with what their body expects of them. You can find me at slingshothc.com. And up next is Lance.
Hey everybody, it's Lance Dunn with Keller Williams Real Estate. I'm a residential and also do light commercial real estate in the central New Jersey area. Before we went live on, we were talking about some things that sellers and buyers often make mistakes about. And one of the biggest things that I do in addition to negotiating on my clients' behalf and educating them on the process is also steering them away from pitfalls, because as anybody in business knows, clients, customers sometimes want to do things that feel good for them right now, but are really bad for them in the long term. So that's another one of the things that I do for the people that I work with, either buyers or sellers, helping them step or not step in pitfalls that are going to have a long-term effect that's really bad for them. Lance Dunn with Keller Williams Real Estate. You can reach me at lancedunn.com. And next up is Jessica.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jessica Dale, owner of A Place at Home, an in-home senior care serving Somerset, Hunter, and Morris, and Union counties. We provide customized in-home care based on the senior's needs. All our care plans are created by a qualified registered nurse and delivered by a compassionate team of caregivers. We also offer Senior Living Alternatives, which is a free personalized service that helps seniors and families identify the senior care community that best fits their needs. Whether it's independent, assisted, memory, or long-term care, we can help them. Jessica Dale with A Place at Home. And next up, it's Maggie, but she's not here.
Nope, so be Candido.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Candido Rodriguez. I'm a financial planner. And what we do is help folks, individuals and families bring their dreams and goals to life by developing a financial plan that will bring them further than they've ever been before. At some point, we've all done some level of planning, whether it's credit card, mortgages, and so forth. But what we do, we help them bring everything together and make sure that we're doing the right things and everything fits. This unique approach and this personalized plan set the necessary steps for us to align those goals and dreams with our finances. Is how we help people living today while planning for the future. And next on deck is Sean.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sean, and I am an all-around virtual assistant. But I specialize in the technical side of things. With that said, I can do graphics, account management, CRM management, customer service, website maintenance and development, administrative tasks, and of course, data entry. I can also give you moral support if you need it, and you don't even need to employ me full-time. If you ever need an extra pair of virtual hands, I am here. Again, I am Sean Solis, creating time and freedom for my clients. Next up is Wendy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Wendy Krishnicki. I'm an independent consultant with Pampered Chef. I am your go-to kitchen guru for all of your cooking challenges. Whether you're looking for some mealtime inspiration and need some quick and easy recipes, or if you need some new products for your kitchen, either for every day or if you are holiday entertaining this year. I also have lots of gift ideas for people in your life, your foodie friends, whether they like to cook or not. So feel free to reach out to me if you're looking for some help with your holiday shopping as well. I do in-home parties, online parties, and have some fun things like sips and naps and charcuterie classes for the holidays. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. Next up is Tim.
Good morning, everybody. Just when you thought Relax Teams couldn't get any better, today you had two versions of Tim because I forgot to turn off the phone when transitioning from phone to computer. So thank you for that heads up, Jake. Yeah, my name is Tim Stollery. I'm a videographer. I'm a storyteller who uses video, still pictures, audio, deep research, graphics to tell stories. If you know anyone who has a story to tell, have them give me a call. I'm pretty good at it. I've won a couple awards over the years, 35 years. Up next is Sue. Richard.
Sue is not here. Rich.
Good morning, everybody. Rich Diacont. I'm an independent insurance professional representing Aflac. I've talked many times about how Aflac helps with the unexpected out-of-pocket costs related to a health challenge. But how do you protect your paycheck if you're unable to work because of an accident or an illness? Well, we have a short-term disability product that is a supplemental product designed to help fill in where the state disability in New Jersey leaves off. They only provide you with about 66 2/3% of your income. Our disability will increase that to get you as close to whole as possible. I'm excited to say that our disability effective yesterday now includes benefits for mental health issues, things like bipolar, postpartum depression, anxiety, eating disorders. Aflac can now help folks who are unable to work because of that. I'm looking for a small business owner who was interested in helping their employees. Rich Diacont, representing Aflac.
David Quick, Total Cover IT. And what we do here at Total Cover is we totally cover your business computer systems like a blanket with monitoring, security, and protection, and on-demand support for all your Mac and PC issues. So yes, we do it all. A good referral from me would be a professional firm like an accounting firm, law firm, architectural engineering type firm, typically between 10 to 100 employees. Just remember, there are three types of businesses: those that have been hacked, those that will be hacked, and those that are hacked, but they don't know it yet. Let's have a conversation. David Quick, Total Cover IT, where RI is on your T.
All right. I think that covers everybody. Did we miss anybody? No, we're good. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us, coming out this Wednesday morning. We do meet every Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. So if somebody would like to join us, just give us a shout. All right. Next week, just some quick announcements. Tim is on deck for giving the feature presentation. So we look forward to hearing what your pearls of wisdom with your 34 years of experience, or was that 34 awards? I wasn't sure. Then following week, Lance, and then Rich, the 23rd. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much. Thanks for coming out, and we will see you next week.